Um, Commentary. A lot of the girls that Richard would cheat on me with, they looked very young. I remember one, she came around a couple times. I guess he was screwing her a lot. She followed him all the way to Indio, to Palm Desert. He'd be holding my hand and she'd walk up to him and try to act like, oh, I was like, no, I saw you run up to him, sweetie. And then I remember when I got a hotel room and I saw her run up to him then. And then another time I got a hotel room. It's all my money. And he locked me out of it while he was having sex with not that particular young girl at the time, but the Motel 6 clerk, because she's so much more valuable, right, than me, right, Richard? And now you want to, what was interesting, I saw the picture online when I looked you up, probably like the first 2-3 months we were together, when you started showing signs of aggression toward me. I was like, there's aggression. And he already told me he was in jail, so let's look him up. And I remember there was an article, and it was a young man who was 20 who had murdered his girlfriend. And I was like, it kind of looks like him. I was like, maybe he's related to Richard, and his name was Richard Chavez. And I shrugged it off because I was like, nah, he was so young. Like, his face was more circular, and your face is a little more elongated, but I guess that's what happens when you do drugs as well. I'm not judging you, Richard. I loved you very much. And like I said, it was like you could read my mind. And I knew you loved me. It was just, you were so damaged, and my situation gave you an opportunity of a lifetime you couldn't resist. Do I blame you for doing what you did? It was predictable, because you were homeless just like me, but I really thought love, I thought love was stronger. Love's not stronger in this world. So nobody's getting my love anymore. Like, no. I mean, people that I want to get my love will get it, but so anyway, yeah, I wrote a poem when I was younger. It was called Her Killer, My Lover. I guess I manifested this. But I didn't manifest your actions. You did the actions all on your own. And you're, 6 years older than me anyway. So you already did this before I wrote the poem. It was just, I didn't realize how powerful words were at this time, and I manifested it. I thought it was a brilliant poem. I really did. So was Saving My R.A.P. East. I thought that was a brilliant poem of mine. I have another one that's called 13 Tries. It's basically trying but never succeeding, no matter 13. What was it? 16 with 8 from my mind. I remember the names of my poems, the ones that really, God, I put so much effort into them. What is this? They got cops and stuff over here now. They really don't want me sitting right here. It's ridiculous. Whatever. See, all of a sudden there's cops hanging out, and everybody's posting. I'm in the darkest area, so I'm cool. But I just wanted to comment about that. It's just sad with Richard. But he was lazy. He literally just watched me do everything, stole my $3,000 right under my I knew it was him, right under my nose. And then he had the nerve to try to get all mad when I didn't want him to have my PIN code anymore, and I don't know. It's just really, and now I guess he's crying. You know, he didn't want to have to kill me, but I guess they paid him, what, $100,000 to try to kill me? $150,000? There's $1 million hit on my head, and you're only letting them pay you $100,000? Like, come on now. Don't let them underpay you now. But I'll tell you one thing. I know that the government already killed the original Richard. He's a clone. This is not really Richard. This is a human hybrid that has memories of him. And I think that's what upsets me the most. Richard would not be in this situation if I would have left him alone. He would still be the same old Richard, still at Marcy's, playing Fortnite, hating his life, but at least he'd be alive, and at least he would be able to feel a now, because I intertwined his life in mine. He suffers. And he feels he has no way out. I think the twisting of people's decisions is what really drives me to despise our system so much. There's a lot of people like Richard who are coerced, who are manipulated, who, you know, are given a deal of a lifetime that they don't realize it's also a deal with the devil that can take your life. And you know, like, that's why I was wondering with Kalon. He never took my life. He was capable, very capable. Richard is capable of hurting me. Taking my life. I think his former girlfriend, I think she was, for one, inexperienced. She was young. And for two, she's not as feisty as me. And when I fought with Richard, I never genuinely wanted to hurt him. That was the difference. So Richard, since you are grouped up with all those guys, talk to Daryl. Ask him how I fought. Daryl's bigger than you, more muscular, stronger. Daryl's stronger. Richard's strong, don't get me wrong, but Daryl's stronger. I think the strongest one out of all of them, and you know, this is tough. Okay, I would say Julio Noriega is probably the strongest. He was immovable. I mean, I could not move him. Kalon was like that too, but Kalon had such a grace about his dominance. You know, like, he just let me come at him, you know, and I was just a toy. He already knew he could take me, you know. He was an assassin, you know. He already knew my limitations just by how I threw a punch, or, you know, but I was quick. That was one thing, because he's bulky, you know, but don't get me wrong, even though he's bulky, he's fast, he's good at his job, he's good at being an assassin. I have the utmost respect, still to this day. It's a very attractive quality, what can I say? But Julio was immovable. I mean, even though he's a smaller guy, he's just built like a freaking rock. He's built like a gladiator, man. Here's the cops. They're full of it because they like literally just got right back off after this. It's so stupid. I mean, I'm in plain sight, so it's not like I'm hiding, you know. Why? Anyhow, I know why you're following me, Richard. I know you're just following orders. You should have been in the military, but I know your claustrophobia kind of didn't help you there. Well, I don't know. If I ever see him in the next 24 hours, 48 hours, maybe in 20 years, somebody else in my bloodline can do what I couldn't. Because honestly, I'm really... If somebody kills me, I hope they make it swift. I've already been through enough. I'd rather just have a swift death. That would be better. You know, there's like 2 or 3... Oh, hey, buddy. Where the hell did you come from? There's been like some weird activity around me. One guy disappeared already. I feel like I've seen 2 or 3 trees move, but it's not the trees. It's something that moves away from them. They use the trees. And then I constantly, because I'm around leaves, I constantly hear something. Now that was a bird, what I just heard. And he was a little fat one. He just went around the tree. But the other times, it was nothing. There's nothing there. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah. Killing me right now would do us all a favor. Wouldn't it?